What up? What up? Welcome in everybody to another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start the show by being transparent. And yesterday did get back on track in NBA, but fell off in NHL. So wasn't a great day overall. 0-1 NHL, 2-1 NBA, so 2-2 day. But I'm gonna be honest. So far, I'm 3-1 in NHL this year, and I'm still up with the slight winning there in NBA, about 8.5 or a little bit above 8.5 units. So all good. It's nice to see. Like I said yesterday, I like to see the ball go through the hoop, and then that's when things start to turn around for me. As I said, I'm very streaky. So 7 games on the slate for today in the NBA. Looking forward to talking about with you guys. And there's one more thing I want to say before we get started, just because it's on my mind. I think for one, it becomes either I gotta be tired of being a nice guy, or two, I just gotta continue to, or I just gotta start, ignoring all negativity. Because when I see like I have a winning day and I see nothing but negativity, either I gotta start blocking those people or just I gotta do something because it just irritates me. Not helping. And if I had a winning day and you still complain, I I don't even know why I would like you around. That's my honest opinion. Like I don't want to hear that. I don't like to hear other people complain about other people. I definitely don't want to hear people complaining after a winning day. That's just my personal opinion. So it is what it is. Let's take a look at the comment section. And I'm not talking about specifically this comment section. I'm talking about mostly Twitter. But just wanted to say that David Embiid has been assisting. There was that assist prop again. It's up to 6.5 now, saying, what do I think? We will talk about it. What up, Justin? Appreciate you. The GOAT is in here, says, let's get this money. Appreciate you, Tasha. She says, greetings to everyone. Justin with the stacked pick of the day. Detroit Mercy +7. Eddie, I see you in the chat. Rick White said he had a good day yesterday. Let's keep it going. I had a lot of good stuff that we talked about yesterday that I did not take, but it's all good. I like seeing that I'm looking at it in the right direction. And there's Rick White, says he's been writing that Embiid assist for a while now. Marcus, what up? Andrew, what up? Jamal says, Skee, my guy, got me paid yesterday. Love hearing that. Oh, I'm also very annoyed at that Garland prop, man. Because I believe it was the best bet for the show, and that one did not win. But if you were watching that game, I mean, that was torture. Sitting on 19 to start the fourth quarter. Um, he's plenty of opportunities to get up and over, missing layup after layup, turnover after turnover to get hooked. So that Garland was very frustrating. I'll say that, but still profitable on the NBA side yesterday. Let's see. Gilbert says Coyotes' new goaltender been balling. Ski. He only allowed one goal in 2 games. Yeah, for the Lightning to only score one goal, that was that was a tough one right there. Dexter, he says, "What up to the Profit family? Made a live one and smash the like button. Absolutely appreciate that. And if you guys like the show, it does help to hit the like button. They say ignore the haters. Much love, Tasha. Love you guys too. Love you too. Y'all are why I actually get up and come do the show because today I'm tired. I'm really tired. But I gotta do it for my guys, and we have a lot of good information here. Y'all gonna put me on some place too. I gotta come talk to my people. Let's see. Joe says let's have a day. P Pen, much love, brother. So let's get to it. I know we got a lot of comments coming in. I was late to the show, so I know I got it. I know I missed a lot here, but I want to try to get some actionable info. J Money 029 says, I like as soon as I get here, like clockwork. And DJ Stick says, let's get this money, dude. So let's get to it. Um, First game up, we will go 557, 558, Washington and Orlando Magic. This game opened up Orlando -10. See tens all the way across the board. Total open 233 and a half. Not much movement there. I think I see a consensus of 234. For the injury report, Let me refresh here. But for Washington, Rollins and DeLon Wright both out for Orlando. Looks like Jonathan Isaac is game time decision here. They'll be without Wendell Carter Jr. and they'll be without Markel Fultz. Um, this is a situation where Orlando does have the rest advantage, 2 days compared to one, and obviously, all the stats are going to favor them. They're top 10 in all the categories I care about: offensive rating, defensive rating, rebound percentage. I think they've won 7 games in a row, just playing really good basketball. Didn't expect to see the Magic 12-5 out the gate, but here we are. Um, this is a game where you don't have to ask them just to win now; it's to win by a big margin. So that's where I get a little bit of hesitation or pause. If I did like the Magic side, if I want to get involved here, I'd probably, try to chop that big number in half. Magic have been one of those teams that have been great starting teams first half. So maybe, and I get first half they weren't laying a lot of points, but versus this Wizards team who is the worst rebounding team in the league the last 5 games, third worst defense, I think they're more than capable of holding their own. So lean Magic first half -5.5. Don't really have a strong feel on the total. Although if I just look at last 5 game sets, you know, top 10 in pace for both of these teams, top 10 offensive rated teams. It's the defense we don't trust for Washington, but Orlando can make up for that. So if it's going to be an up tempo game like that, I want to lean towards the over. It does make me a little bit nervous that neither team is good shooting the three, but the tempo will absolutely be there. I will try to find a rebounding prop for Orlando. I just don't usually bet a whole lot of Orlando games and props in general. So not quite sure which guy to roll with there. So if you guys have a rebounding prop in mind for the Magic, I'd be interested and be looking Magic first half or full game over. And let me take a look at the comment section. Um, Chris says tires fuck too Skee. I'm with you. Said he hit the light too. Appreciate you. Sons fan says only positive vibes, no negative energy. 100%. What up, you Capper? Nice hit on your $2 Tuesday play yesterday. Hopefully, you guys all cash with my guy RC. Raven Ron says he's good on Magic -10, and that's exactly how I feel. Ronell, appreciate you. Brian says, "Do I like the first quarter, first half Orlando? It's the only way I would play it. Only way, get in and get out." I would agree with this, Kylie. I don't do a whole lot of parlays, but specifically this one, um, I think it's just a pretty good idea. You have Magic. I mean, we'll talk about both of those games individually, but that makes sense. And I think it's around -124. And I'm that tired, man. I forgot to put the banner up. My bad, y'all. I got up and capped these games since 1 a.m. So bear with me. And there goes that banner for this game. Take a look at a couple more comments. Manny says his play of the day is Orlando first half and full game. David also says first half looks good. Dan asking, is the first half still a thing? Thinking books have caught on. Well, the books have caught on to the Magic in general because their price is a 10-point favorite. I don't think it's specifically the first half that they're looking at. Magic have just been good in general. Says, if you know, you know, Day. It didn't populate for me. So maybe I have to go back and check the systems again. I was up capping these games really early, and I'll do that now because I don't want to overlook it. So if I did, and shout it out in the chat, let me know which game it is. But I'm gonna refresh my entire database, and I still don't see it populating unless I think it just did now. It didn't show up this morning, maybe because, and it is active now. So I see what you're talking about, Munoz, and we will get to that. So appreciate this. Is why I need the chat too, because when I checked earlier, it wasn't on there. Maybe because the total at the time wasn't lower. We'll get to that as well when we get to the game. Rick White says, I can't lay all those points with the Magic. I'm in agreement. Gilbert likes Paolo over 20.5. Dwight thinks the Magic should roll. M. Scissor says Magic arrested. Love to D up. He likes the 1st quarter. Boofer going against the grain. He says, you're going to say best of luck, but I'm on Wizards first quarter and first half today. You might be the only one, Boofer. So we'll see how it shakes out. UCapper says, look to the Magic on their team total over. And that makes sense to me. We're going to have an up-tempo game. We trust the Magic offense right now. Absolutely don't trust the Wizards defense. That is a play that makes sense to take Magic on their team total. Rick White is in agreement. Saturated says Suggs over 2.5 assists. And here's the rebound prop. Mo Wagner over, what is this? No number there, but he says rebounds over for Mo Wagner. Maybe that could be a guy. And here's another one. Franz Wagner, 5.5. Munaf sharing some more stats here. Says the second quarter for the Magic. Second best net rating and averaging the most points in the second quarter, 32.4. All right, so a reason to like the first half a little bit more than the first quarter, says Munaf. Jamal disagrees. He likes Magic not to score. And some people in here cash on my guy RC, letting him know thank you for that $2 Tuesday. Nice work. And Munaf says if you know 2.0 with the Magic. That I didn't name it that. So I don't know where this. All if you know, It was one if you know. I didn't name this one that, and it doesn't populate anything on my database. It might be something similar, so you guys can let me know. All right, let's keep it going. Oh, Bryce, he says, don't think you can go wrong with Magic in the first half. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. All right, let's keep going to the next game, and this one will be 559, 560. LA Lakers heading into Detroit to take on the Pistons. Opened up Lakers -7, and still see sevens across the board. Total open 229. We're looking at 229.5. Injury report for the Lakers. I see AD probable, Cam Reddish probable, LeBron a true game time decision, and it looks like they'll continue to be without Rui, Vanderbilt, and Gabe Vincent. For Detroit, they'll be without Bogdanovich, Joe Harris, and Monty Morris. So, um, I'll just say this. It's in my mind just because I saw Kali put it on the screen, but I can't talk anybody off of using it as a parlay piece on the money line. Just because you have a Detroit team that's lost 14 games in a row. The opposite of you don't want to catch that falling knife, whatever that is. I want nothing to do with Detroit, um, especially to win a game. So Lakers have absolutely been playing better than them in the categories that I care about: offensive rated team, defensive rated team, rebounding, and both teams are on the front end of a back-to-back. I just feel like the Lakers, after getting blasted how they did, 44-point loss, something like that, you got to come out here and respond, and show something after that kind of a game. So I do think they're more than capable of winning this one by margin. It's just I don't think I love it enough to run to the window and bet it. Do I think they win? I'm pretty confident they will win. So that's why I said if you want to put it with something else, I'm not mad at that. As far as this game individually, I'd probably just go with AD. We're unsure if LeBron will play. I mean, he's always questionable, but it is the front end of a back to back. And Pistons are a bottom five rebounding team. Or I'm sorry, I read that wrong. They're bottom five defensive rated team and offensive rated team. They've been fine on the boards, but I still think I would go with either Anthony Davis to have success here, or maybe even D'Lo. I don't see much resistance on the perimeter for this Pistons team, but didn't get to the window with any props. I know Duran, he's came back and had double double consistently, and they priced it accordingly. So not mad at looking at either any way of those guys for props, but I would prefer to have my money somewhere elsewhere than the Lakers tonight. That's just all I'll say. Let's see if you guys are liking anything in this game in the chat. I would only play the Lakers though. Only play the Lakers. Let's see. Saturated says, is that Pistons red you're wearing? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I just realized, bear with me 1 second here. All right, there we go. I had just left something hanging there. So, a couple more comments. Says he forgot Cole Anthony points plus assists. Saturated likes Reeves over 13 and a half points. And I feel like he's been playing pretty solid since he started to come off the bench. He's been filling up the stat sheet, even a little bit more than just points. So I'm not mad at Austin Reeves props. Um, let's keep looking here. J Money 029 says, waiting on the LeBron news to make a bet on this game. And I totally understand that. Raven Ron says, Pistons fade train. Tasha says, wait a minute. She has Detroit in her pocket. And Dan says it's a get right game for Lake Show, taking a minus 12 on the alternate points there. And I agree. I think it's a get right game. Um, After you lose by 44, you got to do something in that next one. If the Lakers lose to Detroit today, it's the end of the world for LA. That's how everybody's going to react, including myself. So you cannot lose this game. You should win this game by big margin. And exactly, Raven Ron. Anything less than a beat down by Lakers is a disappointment. I'm with you 100% on that. Raven Ron likes 80 over 22 points. Chris asking, look at teams that have lost by 40 and laying 5 or more in their next spot. Let me see if I can type it out real quick. I don't want to hold up the show too much. And it's tough for me to do these queries on the fly. I'm not the bachelor that my guy RC is. But let me see what he said again here. Look at teams that have lost by 40, then laying 5 or more in their next spot. All right, so previous margin, that would be less. Hopefully, I typed this in right. I'll try it both ways. Less than 40, minus 40, and laying 5. And it's 5. Let's see if this populates. I see what you're talking about right here, Chris. I'll pull it up on the screen so everybody can see. It does say it's the Lakers spot for sure. So let me get the screen share here. Appreciate you, Chris. That one wasn't too hard. I was able to get it out on the screen. So share screen here. And you guys should be able to see this. So just what Chris said there on the screen, looking at teams that lost by more than 40 and then are laying more than 5 as a favorite. They are 9-1 straight up, 8-2 against the spread, winning by an average of 16.8 points per game. Average line is around minus 8.3, kind of close to what we're looking at here today. And you guys see it's active on Lakers and Pistons. So appreciate you shouting that out, Chris. Gives you some reason to back the Lakers, reason to actually lay the points in this spot. But I would need to know for sure LeBron is in. I definitely want to see him in to lay this number. But nice, nice query there, and appreciate you sharing, Chris. I'll put him on my short list just so I remember. That did help quite a bit. Tasha says, "What about the team total for this game?" I mean, both teams are playing fairly up tempo. I don't like that they're on the front end of a back to back. That makes me nervous towards playing totals in general. Um, but I don't feel strongly about this total. Neither team shooting the three well this season. Neither team's offense has been clicking that well lately. Just playing fast, so it makes me feel iffy. Brad Matty says LeBron will always be questionable. That's true, but doesn't mean he will never sit a game. It means we don't know when it's coming. So that's why I want to be sure. Real DJ says Pistons usually keep it close with the Lakers. Raven Ron says he's thinking about an alt line with the Lakers. With a query that Chris provided would support that. UCapper says, shout out Munoz for bringing this up to me, but look up road faves coming off a 40 plus loss or more. Well, I just looked up favorites and it was 9-1, 8-2 against the spread. So it should be about that same. And I would say to back the Lakers today. So maybe we do get there. Maybe we do get there. There's one more thing I want to check, and that may push me where I need to go here. So let's take a look at team equals Pistons. I don't do a whole lot of doing the queries during the show, but I'm gonna do it for this one. And loss and season equals 2023. And you guys can learn how to do some of this stuff too, just from listening and watching. So I guess it's not wasting anybody's time. Teach you how to use Killer Sports site if you don't know already. And so Pistons in their losses so far, 15 losses. They've only covered 5 of them, and they lose by an average of 11 points per game. And I'm pretty sure they're mostly dogs. So it's probably one game they're favored, 2 games max. So they lose by an average of 11 points per game. So I don't think we should be scared of laying 7 points here. It says the average line was 6.4 and they only covered 33.3%. So when you expect the Pistons to lose, it seems like, or at least so far this season, you can just take how do I say, you can just take the other team on the spread. That's what I'm trying to say here. And I'll put that on the screen too, just so you guys can see it visually. I know I'm a visual person, so probably help some people. Pistons in their losses. Everything I just said, 15 losses, only cover 5, 33.3%, average line 6.4. So another reason to maybe back the Lakers here. Take a look at a couple more comments before we move on. Jeff says Lakers play OKC tomorrow. Detroit likes to cover against the big name teams. They've covered against Denver, Philly, and Milwaukee. Interesting. Maybe the big name teams just overlook them. I can understand that. Saturated says Pistons give up the highest field goal percentage to the mid range. Reeves should get there. Another good call out. Razor says shout out to everybody in the chat. I should have said it in his voice, huh? He has a nice 2-0 day yesterday. He did share that gambler's first glance with Golden State plus 1.5 and Cash Mississippi -2. Nice work there, Razor. Make sure you guys check him out. He does nice work, whether on Twitter or on YouTube. And appreciate you sharing and tapping in, Razor. Says the same. Check out that query. I mean, that's the same query, ain't it? You Kevin says he don't listen to us. I mean, that's the same query I just checked and put on the screen. But let me go back. 40-point loss, they're saying equals 40 or less and road favorite. Let's see if that puts different results. 2-0 is what I see. Oh, let's take away the -5 line. That's what I meant. Okay, my bad. 12-1. So Munaf and RC, mostly Munaf though, so he can stop crying. We'll put this up on the screen too. Does make it a little bit better. All right, so that's what he said right there. Road favorites after losing by 40 plus. 12-1 straight up, 11-2 against the spread. So appreciate that as well. All right. I think that might be enough for this Lakers game. Let me just glance at a couple more. Next best did share. He just got here 2 spots. Magic -10 was one of them. Says it's high for a reason. Appreciate you sharing that. A lot of comments coming in. Lucky Power says he's taking the Lakers after what happened to them last game. I get it. 100%. Adrian says, let's get it today. Skee bought your 5% play on Wager Talk today. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, today I like to play. Love a play enough to make it a 5% wager. So if you guys want to be involved, find it up at wagertalk.com. Says everyone hit the dislike button. Cover says, yeah, stop crying, All right, let's keep going. Next game up, we will have 561, 562, looking at Phoenix and Toronto. This one opened up Phoenix -1.5. They're a 3-point favorite pretty much everywhere now. Total open 226, 222 and a half. It is now 226 and a half mostly everywhere. There are a couple 227s and 226. So depending on what you like, make sure you line shop. Let me hit the refresh button because I know they like to play with the injury report around this time. So for Phoenix, I see Grayson Allen, Kevin Durant, both game time decision. They will continue to be without Bradley Beal, Damian Lee, and I believe Nasir Little was, excused for personal reasons in this game. Toronto, we see Koloko on the injury report. He's out. Um, so this game is pretty interesting. The one thing I'll say here is that last game, KD pretty much like because I was on. I think I played their last game. I forget who it was, but KD he went to shoot around or was out there at shoot around or however you call it. He was testing himself before the game, like right before the game, and he was real close to playing, and he didn't play. So for the Suns to have 2 more days off after that, it makes me think that KD is really, really close to playing. He should be out there tonight. And then Grayson Allen, I believe he just had an illness. I'm gonna double check. But if all he had was an illness when he missed the game, I'll expect him to be trending a little bit more towards playing in this game as well. And yes, it does say illness. So I do think those two guys will be in the lineup for Phoenix. And with Toronto being on the back to back, I'm unsure. But you know how this goes. People can get added to the injury report anytime throughout the day. And it being a back to back like that, don't be surprised if you see anybody for the Raptors on that injury report. This is the fifth game in 9 days for Phoenix, third straight travel. This is the sixth straight travel day for Toronto, sixth game in 9 days, and they've lost their last two. Phoenix has won seven in a row. The last two they won without Kevin Durant, and mostly because Devin Booker's just been playing out of his mind. He scored 40 in one game, and then came back and scored 28 the next and hit the game winner. So playing with a lot of confidence, putting the team on his back, liking what I'm seeing from this Phoenix side. Obviously, with them being on the streak, more times than not, they're gonna, be leading in all the categories that I care about the last 5 games, and that is true here. Number one offensive rated team, and better defensive and rebounding team. Something that's important to me when handicapping basketball is like the teams I want to bet on are the teams that can shoot the three well and defend the three well, because that tells me that I can trust them to win by margin. And you think about teams like OKC, you see them having success this year. They're another team that does that. Phoenix, they're right there, number two 3 point percentage, number eight defending a three. So I think it's a good situation to get involved with Phoenix in some way, shape, or form here. I'm thinking Devin Booker. Um, I mean, you'll get a discount on Devin Booker right now if you're playing him. Well, in the rhythm that he's in, I would likely try to ride that and go with his points. Maybe even points plus assists, just because missing a couple guards over there for Phoenix, gonna be a lot of responsibility on him with the ball. And if KD plays, I will look towards Nurkic assists because he's been really good getting him the ball. So those are the ways that I see this Suns game. Let's take a look at the chat and see what you guys are liking. Chris says Munaf is a sicko. Joey says W. Hater Munaf. Suns a smash spot, says D. Bradford. Munaf. Rick White saying the same thing. Can someone talk me off the Suns? He wants to smash the Suns today. Um, the thing I would say about the Suns would be they have Denver on deck. So maybe you think they overlooked this game and looked towards the Nuggets. That could maybe be a reason there. Dan says Suns rest advantage and Ewing theory play been fine without KD and Rap stink. I agree with those statements. Gilbert likes Eric Gordon over 3.5 threes. Somebody else is gonna step up with it. All the guards missing. I do think Booker's gonna do a lot of heavy lifting. But, I could see it being Eric Gordon here. What up, Link? Nice to see you in the chat. Yeah, Jamal was asking what about Booker. I did get to that. And DT, yeah, those two misleds were annoying to say the least. Justin says he got Suns minus 136 when he bet it. Should be still around there. Shouldn't be higher than minus 150 right now. So not too far gone. Rick White says, if you like the Suns, better bet them now. Line gonna move a lot. And if it plays out how I think it will, with Kevin Durant in the lineup and Grayson Allen too, that line is definitely gonna move at least a little bit. So I'm in agreement. If you like Phoenix, you bet them now. Chris says since 2015, unrested home dogs, also on their third game in 4 nights, facing a rested opponent, are 52 and 107 straight up. Says it's a 61.3%. Says to play the Suns on a money line. So he played that one, the -1 last night. Nice query there. And I would argue you got the Suns on a 7-game win streak. Why are you trying to catch the falling knife here? If it ain't broke, why not just bet the Suns to win? So I'm in agreement. I like that from Chris. Boofer says Phoenix first quarter. If anything, Tyler's looking at Durant over his assists. That's interesting. Adrian says Raptors always play hard and find a way to lose the game. Yeah, if you like the Raptors, you definitely want to get in and get out because the longer the game goes on, the more it will favor the Phoenix Suns. Facts Mob says Dennis Schroeder rebounds plus assists over 8.5. Didn't look specifically into that. Um, don't have any reason to tell you no. Tariq says Raptors back to back. You can only go Suns. And Parlay Pat says KD practiced yesterday. I feel like he's been practicing, but he got to that game time and tested it out last game and didn't make it. But I do think he does make it today. Bryce Miller says, as Pat Bev said, no dogs in Toronto. I don't think they'll show up today. That's for sure. What up, S. Warrior? Your Heat almost got it done yesterday. Not saying he bet the Heat, but that's just his team. Since 2019, here's my guy Itachi. He said since 2019, non-conference road favorites with more than a day's rest versus an unrested opponent. 17-6 against the spread, 73.9%, 14-8-1. That says to back the Suns in this game. Also says to back the over. Appreciate you sharing that, Itachi. Saturated looking towards Pirtle under 9.5 rebounds. Don't really have a reason to back an under, but would be interested to hear why you like it. Fax Mob says, we can't get Skee over 100 likes with almost 300 watching. Stealing. Yeah, appreciate you, Fax Mob. If you guys enjoy the show, hit the like button as it does help me out quite a bit. And we will keep it moving. We have, 4 more games left on the slate to get through, and we've been on for 33 minutes. So next game up, we will go 563, 564, Philly at New Orleans. Oh, man, I hear New Orleans. I just want to start cussing people out or cussing them out after that last performance that they had. But opened up Philly -1. You see them now -2.5. Total opened up 227.5. We're looking at 230.5. Injury report for Philly, Daniel House, Kelly. Let me refresh here because I feel like I saw Kelly Oubre upgraded or something. Maybe I just saw him actually listed out. No, he's listed as out. So Daniel House, Kelly Oubre, and Springer all out for the Pelicans. Looks like they're getting CJ McCollum back, likely to play tonight. Uh, I was gonna say they're getting Trey Murphy back too, but no, he's game time decision, but more towards doubtful. And then Matt Ryan, same kind of deal. He's more towards doubtful. They need all of these guys back. Watching them play in that last game, that was painful, you know. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. Just the Pelicans played the Jazz twice, right? So after they played the first game, I watched it. I watched that game again, and I felt strong about the Pelicans. So for them to come out and perform like that, um, it really, really pissed me off. But the Jazz were just playing a good game plan. You should play the Pelicans. They were packing the paint and trying to force Pelicans to beat them from the perimeter. And they didn't have any shooters. All their shooters are hurt. I mean, they had a couple guys who knocked down a jump shot, maybe, but McCollum, Murphy, Ryan, those are the guys who went out there to, help space the floor. So getting McCollum back will help. Pelicans have been playing better since they had that players or had that players meeting, and since Bi and Zion have been doing those pick and roll and just working on playing with each other after practice, et cetera, et cetera. It has translated to the court. They've been a top five defensive rated team the last 5 games, top five rebounding team. It's just they've been trying to round that offense into form. So them being at home here, getting CJ McCollum back, I do like that. I'll tell you the thing that stands out to me is as good as Philly's been playing, they opened up -1. Like, and they're coming off of a humongous win, right? They beat the Lakers by 44 points. They come back and open up -1 here in this game. 12-5 Sixers versus 9-9 Pelicans. This is one of those lines that just seems fishy to me. It just something seems off. So the line is telling me, in my mind, it's telling me I should take the Pelicans. And I'll lean that way just because they've been a better defense and rebounding team, but not sure that I will get to the window here. And prop wise, don't really have anything that stands out to me here. I know you guys caught out Joel Embiid assists. That's been a cash cow. Milton, he's also been a guy that's been called out consistently. He's been going over ever since Kelly Oubre's been out. I remember you guys saying that. So maybe those two guys, either Milton or Embiid, will be the two props that I look for and lean towards the Pelican side. Let's see if the chat can change my mind here or if there's anything else that I missed in this game you guys can point out. Let's see. Boofer says Oubre maybe on Friday versus Boston. Okay. And Saturate says 2.5 is fishy. There you go. J Money 029 says tough to bet against Philly, but they got Boston on deck. Tough travel spot. Line indicates both. Jeff says he would like New Orleans if CJ was out. Don't like when the main guy comes back for the first game. I definitely understand that. It can mess up whatever they have going right now. Brian says going to ride with the Pelicans at home. And Adrian saying that same thing. Love betting a team when they integrate a player back into the rotation. I get it. I mean, I've seen it plenty of times. Kylie likes Pelicans first half plus 1.5. Jamrock is asking if Embiid should eat. I would think so. Gilbert likes the over. I don't have a strong opinion on the total for this game, so I won't waste anybody's time. Chris letting us know that Philly has Boston up next. So could be overlooking New Orleans, looking at Boston. That is definitely a good call out there. Parlay Pat says Pelicans are nothing. It's a sell high price on Philly. No motivation. Out of conference game. Boston on deck. So another call out to that. I'll put it here on this list. It's just a play that I should have another look at on my short list. Definitely Pels plus 1.5. Saturated like in Zion over 23.5 points. Said they lowered his line just because CJ is back. He thinks there's still a little bit of value there. Armando loves the Pelicans on the money line. Says they are tough at home. Facts Mob liking Tobias over 16.5 points without Kelly. Thought Melton was the guy, but it's something to go around for everybody. Without him, everybody can eat a little bit. Ben James says fading teams off a good ATS start is 65, 29, and 1. Active on Pelicans plus 2.5. Interesting. Somebody giving me a call here. It rang on my laptop. I don't know if you guys heard that, but let me know if you did so I can fix it for the future. Brian says first half Pelicans again. Travis says Pelicans first half. Got to come out strong after that last game. That should have came out strong in that last one, man. Chris sharing some trends here. Says team with previous margin greater than or equal to 35. And so they won by 35 plus, and line is less than -3. And why is it next win percentage? That's confusing me. Next win percentage greater than 55. That's not making sense to me. Maybe meant to type something else. But let us know. Let us know. Maybe type it out regular if I reading this wrong. But it was a 17 and 30 ATS trend, 25, 20, and 2 to the under. Chris says Pels 5-1 is a home dog this season, coming off back to back losses. So people in here are surprisingly looking at the Pelicans too. I definitely will, Mel. We won't let one throw us off. We have 3 wins, 1 loss so far in the season. We'll be all right as far as the NHL is concerned. Um, what are you talking about? Boo for strike two. What did I do? Oh, it was the ring. So maybe you did hear it. They did hear the ringtone. Okay. I got to figure out how to ring on my computer and my phone. Let's try that do not disturb. We'll do like that. Hopefully it doesn't ring on here anymore. I never really use it, but we'll try that. Everybody's saying they heard it. Mute off. All right. Next opponent win percentage greater than 50. So when they have a okay, let me go back to that. Now it makes sense. So Chris is saying looking at teams that won by 35 plus as a short favorite of less than -3, and they're facing a good team. They got a good team on deck. Next opponent is what he meant, greater than 55%, going back to 2012. Says to fade spot, 17 and 30 against the spread. Says to fade the Sixers here. Appreciate you. That makes 100% sense. All right, let's look at a couple more. Itachi sharing another trend. Non-conference road faves off a 20-point home win with the divisional game on deck. 10 and 2 ATS. 11 and 1 to the over, going back to 2000. So contradicting trends here. This one, I believe, is backing the Sixers, and we just heard when that backs the Pelicans. So that's very interesting. Facts Mob likes Ingram under 1.5 threes. Says it's hitting at a 63% clip. Um, Itachi says back in the Sixers, yes. So I'm gonna wait, and the line is moving on that Phoenix game we just talked about. So I'm seeing my odds screen popping up red. So maybe some injury news or something just happened. You guys can let me know in the chat. But I will lean New Orleans here. New Orleans plus the 1.5. I think they are plus 2.5. I'm sorry, best number you can get right now. I think they are the correct side in this game. Uh, very fishy line for the Sixers. All right, let's keep it moving. We have 3 more games. Next one, we will go 565, 566. Utah heading into Memphis opened up Grizzlies -4.5. Still see 4.5s out there. Total open 225.5. We're looking at 223.5. Pretty much consensus. Clarkson, game time decision along with Kelly Olynyk. They will be without Chris Dunn and Laurie Markkinen. The Utah Jazz side for Memphis. Still a lot of people on this injury report. I always mention Steven Adams out just because I feel like he's a big part of their team, but we won't be seeing him anytime soon. Brandon Clark, Luke Kennard, Jake Arabia, John Morant, Marcus Smart, Tillman, everybody out. And Grizzlies favored here by 4.5. So I just feel like this is a pretty telling line because not that the Jazz have been great, but they've been better than Memphis. Memphis has been bottom tier, you know. They desperately need John Morant to come back. So when I look at this one, last 5 game stats, Utah has been a better offensive rated team. They're the number 2 rebounding team. It's been a defense that's lacking, and they're at a rest disadvantage 1 day compared to 2 for Memphis. Utah plays Minnesota tomorrow. And when I think about that, I mean, you can make a debate, but I still think Utah playing versus Rudy Gobert probably means a little bit more than Utah playing versus Memphis. So I think that's where the energy will be focused if they have to pick a game. And I could see them maybe, looking past this one a little bit, especially versus Memphis. So that's the only reason I could be laying or thinking to lay this kind of a price with the Grizzlies. And I would probably be leaning towards an under. Just take another look. Open 225 and a half, down as low as 223. I agree with that movement. Memphis playing at the third slowest pace the last 5 games. Utah 19th. Both bottom five offensive rated teams in that 5 game span. Um, Memphis, the worst team in the league shooting the three, although neither team is good defending it. I just feel like slower pace game. Can't really trust either offense. And Utah looking ahead to tomorrow. I lean under, lean Memphis. Probably not going to get to the window with either, but that's how I'm looking at it right now. And, let's take a look at what the chat thinks. Let's see if we can talk something out here. You Capper, not a fan of the Grizzlies. I guess I'm going back a little too far. They're still talking about the last game. Who's going to stop Maxi? Um, D Trip says Books been mopping up them sharp plays. Public money seems more profitable. I don't look at public and sharp, especially for NBA. I mean, I might glance at it, but it's not making my wagers because of it. I'm gonna let you guys in on a secret. And I talk about this kind of thing all the time, but I want to tell you guys something because of this comment. A reason why I am on the screen, a reason why I got into the industry was because I went to a football betting conference and the people there said that um, they've been looking for people to do NBA because nobody's winning in the NBA. I grant this is years ago. This is what 2017-ish, somewhere around that time. And my mind is because that's all a lot of the ways like they're just betting because they see sharp money on this or public this like that might work on other sports. I don't like to knock how people bet, but my mind, that's why people were not winning in NBA. You win in NBA by watching the games. You win in NBA by knowing the game and knowing the spots. You don't win in NBA by simply just doing sharp in public. So that's my opinion. I am here because of that, in my opinion. So that's my advice. Don't focus too much on that when you're capping NBA. Any other sport you want to focus on that? Go for it. Do what you want. You can make it a part of your handicap in NBA, but don't make it everything. That's my advice. All right, let's keep going here. Sorry to go on a little bit of a rant, I guess, for that, but I feel strongly about it. Jamrock says he's depressed Grizzlies fan, paying for 50 points, rebounds, and assists. A Facio says you a G ski. I make good cash off your lead. Block the fools that be bringing negative comments here. Appreciate you having trust in me, bro, and I'm glad I could, at least make you a little bit of money, something like that. G Martinez says Grizzly window closed. I agree with that 100%. You Capper story time with Ski Profit. Not too many opinions in this game, so we can keep moving on to the next, and that will be 567, 568. Houston Rockets and Denver Nuggets. This game opened up Nuggets -6. You now see them as a 7.5 or 8 point favorite. Total opened up 217. And we're looking at 215, 214 and a half now. And by the way, that story that I was telling, it was not Wager Talk. That's not the first place that I worked with or what I was talking about. I was talking about the industry as a whole, and Wager Talk was not the specific company I was talking about. Just wanted to put that out there. So injury report for this game. Houston, Easton is game time decision. Oladipo will be out. Thompson will be out. For Denver, Murray is game time decision. We're expecting him to play in this game. Gordon, game time decision. I feel like he should be out there as well. And Jokic, game time decision too. They both missed last game. I'm pretty confident that they'll be out there today. Watson also game time. Tyson game time. Can't car out. So we just saw this Houston team. I don't want to say it's too tough a game, but played a competitive game last night. I think that'll take a little bit out of them. They are on the back-to-back here versus a Denver team who's rested. So I want to go back to because I don't do a whole lot of parlays anymore. in general. And I don't usually endorse a whole lot of parlays, but I got asked a question from Kylie about what was it? It was Lakers and Nuggets money line parlay. I think that comes out to like minus 124. And I can understand. We talked about the Lakers side already. The Nuggets, just to win the game, I'll say home favorites with more rest than their opponent. They win 72.5% of the time straight up, going all the way back to 1994. So that alone makes me think it's a good bet for the Nuggets, and getting all their guys back obviously makes me think it's good. Now for the point spread, it makes it tough because this Houston Rockets have been playing really good. Top five defensive rated team last 5 games. They've been a better offense than the Nuggets lately. It's the rebounds where they've been slacking a little bit as far as in comparison to Denver. But it's been a team that's been a moneymaker if you've been taking them to cover spreads. And Denver has been the opposite lately. I think they're 1-8, 1-9. Or if they covered the last game, they'd be 2-8. But the point is they haven't been covering games. So why do I want to expect them to win by margin until they start to show us that they can again? Um, it could be the game. Longer the game goes on, advantage towards Denver. So if you like the Rockets, get in and get out. But I don't want to. I feel uncomfortable after that game yesterday to take the Rockets here tonight. So I guess I lean towards that Denver side. And as far as the total is concerned, let me go back to it because I didn't look at it earlier, and I probably didn't even mean this, but it did populate for me. So, and I think it's the if you know, you know. So let me just go back to the database here. Bear with me for 1 second. But these teams did play recently. And I'm pretty sure this total is a little bit lower than what we saw in the last game. My database doesn't want to work for whatever reason right now. There we go. So let's click here. My apologies for the dead time. Like I said, this system it didn't show early this morning when I was looking at this, but maybe because the game wasn't up everywhere or whatever the case was. Okay, so yes, it's active here. For the sake of time, I would ask if anybody knows what the total was when these two last teams played, but they played within a week. Last meeting went under, and this total has been marked down. So this would fit the if you know, you know under. Let me take a look at the comment section. Let me come back over here. Itachi said it's populated for him. I don't see anybody putting it there, so I'll go find it because I think it's important. The last time that they played, there we go. Tachi got me. Last game was 216.5 as the closing number. And it would make sense then. If it opened 217, maybe it didn't populate there, but it populates when we see this 215 right now. So the market opened it around the same. It's been pushed down. Still part of that if you know, you know. And that's the only way I'll take it. Looking at both of these teams, 25th in pace last 5 games for Houston, 17th for Denver, 16th offensive rated team for Houston, 20th for Denver. Both teams defensive rating better than the offense. Both teams better defending the three than shooting it so far this season. I think it's more of another under type game here for sure. So I'm gonna write that on my list, my short list here. Denver / Houston under 215 is the best number you can get right now. 215. Nets bets coming in. He says Nuggets -7, his top pick of the day. Loves betting Denver, but thankfully barely have all year. Been waiting for Jamal Murray. Says he's key. He's going to play, so will Joker on a back-to-back at altitude. Oh, back-to-back for the Rockets. That's what he's saying here. At altitude for his in-season double revenge. And these are Rockets stats. 0-6 straight up, 3-3 ATS on the road. Appreciate you sharing the Nets bets. And that's another reason, Houston hasn't won on the road. To use them as one of those use the Nuggets as one of those parlay pieces. Ben James says Nuggets plus Suns. Do what you will. I'm just trying to, help. I won't be, putting it in as far as official for my clients or anybody, but just because I don't do parlays like that, but I still think it's a solid bet. Let me just scroll up, see if I missed any comments for this one. Boofer giving props to Munaf for the Shingun prop yesterday. J Money 029 says need to know if Jokic is in there. You capper. um, David says Nuggets go crazy at home. Rockets on the back to back. You capper coming with the Rockets team total under. So putting some faith in the Nuggets defense here today. Or maybe you think that some people will be sitting for this Rockets team. Because I know you like the Rockets defense. So I'm interested why you don't like the full game under here, RC. Tony Trill likes Nuggets first quarter. I think the more the game goes on, the more it favors the Nuggets, my personal opinion. But I don't want to, talk you off. Renoir, the good thing about it is timestamps will be up. The show is here all day long. You can always go back and rewatch, but appreciate you tapping in right now. And Munaf agrees with me. He says Nuggets will pull away in the fourth quarter. The game last night meant a lot for the Rockets. Boofer is in disagreement. Says, nah, give it to me early. First quarter, first half, Denver. Let's see. Nespes didn't bet Denver for a while. He backed them host the Spurs. 2 games going cash. Says Denver spot tonight. Murray will have a minutes limit, but will provide a boost. Matt Porter says this total is low for a reason. These some big time under teams. Let me just take a look at full season numbers on these teams as far as that is concerned. And so unders, Houston is 10-5 to the under. Denver is 11-6-1 to the under. So that would be correct. Houston has played one back-to-back so far this season. It did go over, but both times these teams that played this season has gone under. Let's see. A couple more comments. Matt Porter likes Denver. He also shared those stats I just read. I guess I could have scrolled some more. A lot of comments coming in. Gilbert says Van Fleet points plus assist over. That's been pretty good for him. I can't talk you off of that. I did share some stats for that the other day. Bryce says likes Denver early. They're going to come out pissed and ready to play. Kylie says, hey, Skee, you play all your short list bets? No, I don't. It's called short list for that reason. You put them on the list and you get through the list and figure out which ones you actually want to play. D Trip says, why don't you like parlays? I mean, it's hard enough to win one bet. Then you try and go and win two. I mean, taking it one bet at a time is the best approach if you want to win money consistently in sports betting. If you want to have fun, I understand parlays. I'm not saying you can't win doing parlays, but to win consistently, like I said, it's hard enough to win one bet. Why would you tie it with another one? That's my personal opinion. KD, what up, my boy? Appreciate you tapping in from across the land. Much love to you, brother. Good to see you again. D-Rock likes Porter Jr. rebounds. Rick White says he smashed the Suns. Also took Lakers money line, Suns -3, and Nuggets money line as a 3-leg parlay. If you are going to do a parlay, money line parlays, I think there's value in that. In the same sense that there's like long teasers for football, I still think you can do something similar as far as money line parlays, just not adding too many, like maybe a 2-team or 3 max. Like I still think you can do a little bit of that and still win. For a fact, I before I even did this story time with Skee again one more time real quick. Before I even did this, in front of camera and everything, I had quit my job at Nordstrom and I used to bet to pay my bills. And I did still do parlays at that time. And I used to look at my statement for my sports betting account. I was up. So you can still win money by doing it. I'm just saying, If you want to do it consistently, like for a living type of deal or something like that, single bets. All right. And I did that for a year, and then I got a job at the post office, and then I quit the post office job and moved to Vegas and do what I do now. All right, next game up, last game for the day. That will be 569, 570. LA Clippers heading into Sacramento to take on the Kings. This game opened up Clippers -1. They're now 2-point favorite at most shops. They're still couple 1.5 between Circa, South Point. Total open 230. We're looking at consensus of 231. Injury report. Let's hit refresh here. For Clippers, same two guys. Plumlee and Boston will be out. For Sacramento, it looks like Keegan Murray is game time decision with that back injury, and Alex Lynn will continue to be out. For Sacramento did just play yesterday, and I'm gonna be real with y'all. I went to sleep at halftime of that game because I just felt like it was over. Like I was tired, and I was on the phone, and I talked to that person on the phone again this morning, and they told me I was on the phone. I said, "Damn, wait, the Kings came back and won." They're like, "Yeah, I remember you saying on the phone like, oh, they getting killed. I can go ahead and go to sleep now." But I guess I should have stayed up. I have to go back and watch that game and see how they actually came back. But for them to come back from down 20 plus, win the game, that takes a hell of a lot of effort for that Kings team. That's just how I feel. So them being on a back to back against a Clippers team with a day's rest, although Clippers are on the front end of a back to back, they play Golden State tomorrow. But I still think for this one game, definitely advantage Clippers. They've been the number one defensive rated team the last 5 games. They're top 10 rebounding team compared to the Kings, who are bottom five. So if they can just keep the offense together, get it together, I definitely think that they can beat this Kings team. And I don't think they can be overlooking anybody, trying to look at Golden State tomorrow. I think they have to look at every single team that they're playing that night. So Clippers, in my mind, are the right side here. I wouldn't be surprised to see people ruled out for Sacramento, whether it's Keegan Murray again. I saw some people tweeting that De'Aaron Fox was limping out there at the end of the game. So don't be surprised to see additions to the injury report for Sacramento. Only looking at the Clippers. And I really was thinking about Russell Westbrook here. I like his rebounds plus assists. The number was extremely short. It was like 9.5 or 10.5 or something like that. It just seems crazy to think about Russ with that kind of a number for both rebounds and assists, like this Mr. Triple Double, right? And he's been balling lately. Um, I know he's cleared this number 3 of his last 4 games. Um, I feel like I trust him more than James Harden as far as playmaking over there right now. And yeah, looking 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. He did miss it versus the Pelicans on the front end of a back to back. But then game before that, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. 9.5 seems extremely low for Russell Westbrook here tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and write that again. 9.5 R plus A. Um, I think that's definitely worth a look. And even if we just looked at rebounds, but I'll probably include the assist too because Russ does it all. And that's probably as nice as you're gonna hear me talk about Russ. You guys know how I feel. But I do like what I'm seeing from him over there. So I told you the ways that I would play that game. Let's take a look at the comment section and see what we're looking at. Got to scroll up a little bit because I know I talked for a long time. All right. Limitless JH, shout out Skee, one of the best, if not the best NBA campers. Much love, brother. Appreciate the kind words. And it's all love all the time. So appreciate you, bro. Talking about those single bets and parlays. Jay Money says the dream. I feel like your parlays should only be a sprinkle when you're winning. I agree. Chris said, now we need at least 2 story times with Skee segments per show. These are good. y'all my people, man. I just be talking to my people. That's it. Brian says, fade the Clippers away. Yeah, that for the Clippers to lose to that Nuggets team, that was pretty bad in my mind. I feel like they want to redeem themselves, and then at the same time, I feel like I really want to back them if they couldn't win that game with three starters out for the Nuggets. This kind of goes both ways for me. Paul says, still mad about them selling to the Nuggets. I feel you. Chris says, Skee bet on himself. Gotta love that. Absolutely. Gotta bet on yourself, man. If you ain't gonna, have confidence in yourself, who else is? Appreciate you, AOD. Brad Maddox says, post office, I fell out. Yeah, I don't miss doing that. I feel you. They pay the bills and you get all the stuff you need. It's just other stuff I would prefer to do. I'm not knocking anybody who works at the post office. It's a good job. Pays for everything you need to be paid for. Um, let's see. Itachi with another trend. Going back to 2015 says home dogs off a win in a game where they were down by at least 20. Home dogs off a win after coming back from down 20. That's kind of what I was talking about right there, right? So 8, 17, and 1, 32%. Hey. And this is funny because this is how I do it on when I talk to RC and I talk to my homegirl Ariel. I kind of just start talking about the games and they just bring the numbers. They put it in the database or they look up the numbers and it just works. So I'm not sure if that's how this one went, but appreciate you sharing, Itachi, and gives me even more confidence to go ahead and back the Clippers team tonight. The fix is in, says Fox never hit the bench in that second half. Yeah, he probably might sit out today. And Dwight says he was holding his back after every play. This might be one we have to get on sooner than later because that news is going to come out. Tyler Wynn likes Harden over his points. Saturated likes Westbrook specifically on his rebounds. Jam Rock says he likes Westbrook as well. Rebounds is 4.5 last game and he got 11. So they're liking just specifically rebounds in that one. Jeff says he likes the under. Clippers under is hitting big time. Yeah, it hit what, 8 games in a row for the Clippers here? They're playing at that slow pace. If we think that, and they're winning with defense, the games they are winning. We already talked about that. So if we like the Clippers, it makes sense that the game would be more of an under type game. And also, if we're expecting Fox or guys like that to be ruled out, that will absolutely affect the total. So that's, a little bit of betting. One you want to get in ahead of time as well. So I'll put it on my short list too. Under 231. And I am hungry, man. It's about that time. We've been out here an hour. Gotta get some food. Hopefully I can do my timestamps and get some food before the next show. Nasty Nate, what up, brother? Appreciate you coming to join the show. Jamrock's also liking that rebounds plus assists. Tyler likes Paul George rebounds plus assists, though. Boofer says likes getting closer to 200. I like seeing that. That definitely helps the show and it makes Skee happy. So hopefully I'm providing some information at the very least that you guys can use for your wagers and hit the like button if you guys appreciate it. AOD says Paul George looking nice to getting rebounds plus assists. So another person liking it. That's 2 people now. Rick White says thanks, best sports betting show on YouTube. Appreciate the kind words. And you guys are a big part of what makes the show special. UCapper says Kings team total under. Same reason for taking Rockets team total under. And I can understand that. Maybe you don't want to rely too much on the Kings defense. We want to be betting on the Clippers defense. So I will write that too. Maybe make a decision between both sack team total under, full game under. D Trip says facts. Story time is solid. C Boogie thinks the Kings are a little bit too good for the Clips. Good is asking if I looked at any college basketball today. Um, I did not, but I know Houston doesn't play. Only teams I'm looking at, honestly, are Houston, UCLA, Long Beach State, and UNLV. But no, I didn't look at it today. I just know the main team I look at, Houston, doesn't play today. So I was taking my time. I might look at it before the day's over, but I was trying to do my due diligence with this NBA card. I've been up since 1 a.m. looking at the NBA card. That's how much I want to win today. That's how much I want to get some dubs, man. But Rick White says Dayton +1 NC money line. There's some college for you. Let's see. And Itachi says, I got saved after we talked about this situation in the previous show. That's why I love these shows. Yeah, we talk it out, man. We all do it together. All of us versus the books. Jamrock says he prefers the team total under for the Kings versus trusting the Clippers after that Nuggets showing. And I completely understand. They're guessing what I'm going to eat. Canes, Jollibee. I haven't had either one of those in a very long time. Tacos El Gordo. Honorable mention. Absolutely not Hattie B's, though, you capper. I'll save it for when I got to go. Um, I know we made some kind of bet where I got to eat that hot chicken again. So I'll wait. I'll wait on that, man. Drug Monkey, appreciate you. Says great work. Appreciate the breakdown. You already know AOD. All love, bro. David says, guess I need to send Skee a Whataburger. Man, I went to Texas like 3 times, and every time I mean to go to that place, and I still haven't been. But it must be good if people keep talking about it. Boofer says calling racist is better than story time. He wants to get some horse picks on the show. Chillwell says sounds like you're in Cali with those teams you like. I am from Los Angeles. I live in Las Vegas. So you're close. You're on the right track. That is why I like all LA teams. All right. And D-Rock says, not gonna lie, this show's been fire. Appreciate you, bro. We've gotten through the entire NBA card. I didn't look at college basketball pre, so I don't want to waste people's time trying to, talk about it on the fly. I think we did a good enough job. We've been on here long enough to end it for today. And I'm just glancing at the college slate. So many games, like it's gonna give me a headache even glaring at this screen. So I'll cut it for today. Get closer to going to go get me something to eat in between shows. And it is about that time for best bet segment. So I just flipped the screen to college basketball. Let me get back to NBA and take a look at this short list here. So there are two plays on the short list that I'm in between for the best bet. And I feel like I don't want it to be a prop because props have been getting us by the hook lately. So I'm gonna go with actually I like all of these plays. I really do. But it makes a whole lot of sense. I'm just gonna check one more thing here. That Phoenix line is moving the other way now. Back down to 3, even a 2.5 popping up. So I'm curious what's going on there to have that line moving all over the place. But bear with me for 1 second. I want to check one thing. I want to try. I need to get a winner because the last couple of best bets for the show haven't been great. I know for a long time it has, but boom. Okay. I'm gonna take suggestions from the chat. I'm gonna see what you guys like. I have 2 plays in mind. I like them both equally. What is gonna be the actual best bet? While I do that, smash the like button, please, if you guys appreciate the show. I need a winner, you guys. I want to win. I like. I'm gonna talk it out. My best bet. I like. After talking it on this show, we have a lot of reasons to back the Lakers here. Um, I'm gonna stay off the fishy line for the best bet for the show, but the Lakers sounds pretty damn good, and Clippers. So let me go check one more thing here. Best number we can get on the Clippers. See 1.5 and twos. I think I would prefer money line if I went that direction. And I'm gonna roll with my first mind. Y'all will kill me for it. Y'all will kill me for it, but it is what it is. I'm gonna go with the Lakers -7. Lakers -7. And I do think, more I think about it, I think LeBron plays because like they got their ass whooped, bro. Like for lack of better terms, it was just a beat down. When you lose by 44, you got to show some pride. You got to show something in that next game. We did bring up the queries earlier. What was it? It was like favorites after losing by 40 plus, and or favorites. I've had one that was 12-1, I believe. It was like favorites after losing by 40 plus, um, or road favorites after losing by 40 plus. And I'll type it again. Let's get the numbers. Let's get it absolutely correct. So previous margin. I want to give you guys the numbers. I put it on the screen earlier. And there we go. I see it right here. So road favorite, previous margin. We'll put it on here for the best bet for the screen for the show. This is the reason why we'll back it. So we don't hear everybody screaming at Skee that he's a homer for today. And between Munaf, Chris, and RC, they all were shouting out this one in different capacities. Road favorites after losing by 40 plus. 12-1 straight up, 11-2 against the spread, winning by about 11.08 points per game. That says to back the Lakers today. And I will do that -7. So, damn, long show, but I feel like we got a lot of good information here. Like I always say, this show is absolutely nothing without the chat. Um, I can't express enough how much I appreciate you guys. A lot of great info. You guys, it's entertaining being here with you guys. We laugh at each other, make fun of each other. It's just a great time all together. So you guys make the show what it is. You make it special. So I want to shout you guys out every chance that I get. I didn't promo, but all my work is found at wagertalk.com. Best of luck if you tell. Good luck, everybody, on all your action. I will be back tomorrow with Mr. Rob Vino. Yeah, Mr. Rob Vino in the morning, and then with Bobano, Wham, and Dutch in the evening. And I will catch you guys then. Peace.